Okay, next up is You Again. This is the latest lame brain, mixed family, marriage, wedding comedy that just cannot hit, is getting every pitch thrown at it, but is not hitting any out of the park. But the pitches are all the same as they've been in every movie like this in the last decade. This is just a complete and utter lame mess that just seems to be treading water, and actually treading so much water that really it's just going to evaporate right in the midst of where it is. Quite frankly, this is a movie that has some talented characters. Now, Kristen Bell, who I loved in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, really just seems to be drowning in her own cliches, on like going into Kate Hudson territory here. And I don't want that to happen to her. I didn't want it to happen to Kate Hudson either, but it did. Kristen Bell plays Marnie, and she is, of course, was once was a high school outcast. And looking at Kristen Bell, I really just have a hard time believing a lot of that. I mean, come on, look at her. And her rival was an irritating girl, and her name was JJ, and she is played by Odette Yustman, who is pretty much from acting ability and makes Megan Fox look like Jessica Lange. She is awful. She is not a good actress at all. I'm ruining your career out of the gate, Odette. You suck. Sorry. But anyway, this movie does, of course, their mothers, of course, are played by two very talented actresses, Jamie Lee Curtis and Sigourney Weaver. Now, of course, the character of Marnie, played by Belle, is paranoid that this JJ, now marrying her brother, is only in it for revenge, to just torment her even more. But of course, Jamie Lee Curtis, playing her, understanding mother, thinks that she's just being paranoid, that there's nothing, absolutely nothing to be worried about here. But then she realizes that JJ's mother is played by Sigourney Weaver, her high school rival back in the 70s. Now, again, the premise here seems to be set up quite well. I mean, granted that, it doesn't fire, on the cylinders that it should in a premise, but at the same time, when you got talented actresses like Weaver and Curtis, and a young talented actress like Kristen Bell in a movie like this, it should sort of keep itself going. It should sustain momentum, even amongst the cliches, but it doesn't, because nothing is done with them. Another problem with this movie is just a yawner. By the time we even get to the third act, it's not even a train wreck unintentionally. It's just bad. Sorry, I meant to say it's not funny unintentionally. It's just bad. Sometimes a movie like this is fun to watch as a train wreck, because even sometimes you just can't look away, like I said for I'm Still Here. But I think that was the whole purpose of that movie. The purpose of this movie was to try to make a funny comedy. That did not happen. Betty White, of course, provides a few big laughs here, but other than that, she just seems like she's even saddled with some bad material, but she does the best she can with it. I mean, you see movies like this a million times, and you see talented actors or actresses' careers fail because of these movies. And again, I say look no further than Kate Hudson. This is not the type of movie where any of these women should be doing. I mean, Yustman she's just completely useless, just there to look pretty. Okay, big deal. I mean, have somebody who's pretty and talented. Center fact, I think Megan Fox would have been better for this role. I mean, again, she's not a great actress by any stretch of the imagination, but at least her presence, it stands out on screen. At least at the very least, that's what she does. I mean, you can't refute that, and at least she's appealing in a way. But again, this girl, she is not appealing in any sense of the word other than her looks. I can see a good-looking girl just like her going to the mall later on today or whatever. It just don't matter. I want to see a little something more in these characters. I don't see it. You Again is just another feeble attempt at creating something out of nothing, but really they just forgot, oh, I guess we still have to create it, eh? Well, they didn't. I give You Again 1 star out of 5.